So P1-7. I'll give you the option. There's a couple of things again that I want to illustrate, but I'll give you the option of using the contour region or sketching the individual line segments and putting the circles in. Also need to decide if we're going to put this all in one boss extrude or create the external geometry, extrude our solid, and then cut the whole geometry back through the part. So one of the things that I want to show with this part is that we are in metric, and if I do not pre-select the sketch, I'm in the feature and I just say I want to create an extrude boss base. It shows me the extrude and it's still asking me for a plane. So I can pick the front plane and it will put me in the sketch. And what we'll see in the difference here is that when I accept this sketch, it's going to take me automatically into the, or it's going to expect me to set the parameters for a boss extrude. So let's pick up the line. I'm going to just, since I don't click that much, I'm going to click and drag out vertical and click. And keep in mind, you do not have to sketch all of this geometry. You don't have to make the full perimeter. You can do a manageable amount and then come back and dimension, come back and do the rest. Alright, but I'm looking for those inferences, the yellow and the blue inference lines to give me my geometry. Okay, and then I'm going to hit F on the keyboard, and that's going to fill in the shape. So I got a little big on the, I don't really have much room for the dimensions, so I'm going to scroll wheel out just a little bit on the zoom. We'll go into the smart dimension and I'll start applying my values. So 100 millimeters by 60 millimeters, and then 100 millimeters in the overall. So this moved a little bit. With the geometry under defined, if that dimension had pulled in enough, I could in effect reverse or have this geometry flip-flop on itself and create not so desirable result. As soon as this geometry crosses over, notice I lost my shaded contour and region, and I'm going to have a zero thickness location where the end result of the contours and regions is that I will have a solid body and another solid body. Well, that's not our desired result, so we're going to just correct that by grabbing the points, dragging it, massaging it back into place, getting a desired result. So from the line to the edge, we will go to 70, and this line will go to 40, and then our vertical, because this is a smart dimension, we haven't really encountered this before, but if I pick on the angled line and I stay close to the line, I'm going to have a linear distance. If I drag up far enough, I will have the horizontal, and if I drag out to the side, I will end up with the vertical. So the vertical is what I want. We're going to pick, put in the 20, and then we're going to have a height dimension of 60, and again with the 20. Alright, so picking the line, letting it find its location, and somewhere I thought I put in the 100, but apparently I missed it, so we will put in 100 millimeters on the overall length. That gets me to fully defined. I'll go back in the select, and when I go to features, I can do extrude boss base, but let's see what happens if I just accept the sketch. Alright, because I was in that boss extrude, it automatically took me into the property manager to create the solid rather than having to pick. So 5 millimeters on the units, and we'll go ahead and accept. Alright, so if I pre-select the face, and this would be another instance where I can use the S key, and the S key is just going to be this little pop-up menu that wherever the arrow is at, wherever your selection tool is at, it's going to give you those options. So I can find the extrude cut. If we do the pull-out arrow, then I'm still going to have those other options within its group. And so I want to do the extrude cut because I had the face selected. It knows that that's the face that I wanted to sketch on. If I hadn't pre-selected a face or a plane, then it would have asked you to select where this sketch is going to occur. Alright, so now we're back into the circles. So click and click, and we'll draw the 3 circles, and I will dimension one of them at 20 millimeters, and we're going to get out of the dimension by selecting or hitting the escape key on the keyboard. Select the first circle, hold down the control button, select the second circle, keep holding the control button, select the third circle, and then these are all going to be equal. Now, I can't really make a selection. Well, okay, that did okay. I was thinking I probably needed to click out in the work area somewhere to clear all of the selections, but it let me grab the center point, and as long as everything else clears and isn't going to interfere with my next relation, I'm going to hold down the control button, pick the next center point, and those are going to be vertical. Alright, so now when I apply my dimensions, I am 20 millimeters off of the base, 60 millimeters between the circles, 20 millimeters off of the edge, and then 75 millimeters. Alright, and then I think probably my other reasoning for picking the perimeter, in one respect, it's just a lot easier than searching for that small point. And so if I come off of the edge, come up to the perimeter, we have 30. Alright, so I'm expecting it to do the same thing where I hit OK. It takes me into the cut extrude. I pick the through all and hit accept, and I have my geometry. So different methods of going through the process, deciding on the workflows that work best for you. And let's not forget to save. Oh, and then I am checking as I go that these figures, these projects are aligning with the 2010 examples and the 2014 examples.